Hiya and welcome back to the Team Whisperer. I'm Rach Friedley and I'm your host. Fellow mum with a background in health, coaching and play, I see things differently. I bring both the clinical knowledge and the lived experience, plus a whole lot of empathy. That's the blend I bring into my work and into this podcast. So welcome if this is your very first episode, and welcome back if you've been with me for a while. If you're new, I honour you. You've taken that massive first step in finding out what's really happening for your daughter and how you can actually help in the moment, not more strategies that really don't have a one iota of a clue as to what is going on. Anyway, and if you're a long time listener, thank you for staying with me, even when I've wobbled, even when I've published episodes that didn't quite align with what I actually do, but just sounded good. But today, that completely changes because I'm being vulnerable and honest about why I'm really here in your luggles every single week. Because here's the truth. I work with those girls who too often get labelled by schools, health, even family as different, in inverted commas. The ones who may or may not have been told they've got autism, ADHD, anxiety, or any of the other disorders we seem to be diagnosing our girls with right now. I mean, you know the girls I mean. The ones who get written off as too sensitive, too emotional, too difficult, or just not fitting in with the norm. Maybe you've heard those words about your own daughter, or maybe deep down you even heard them about yourself and wondered. And I know the weight this puts on you as a mum. You're left carrying that confusion, the second guessing, the endless strategies that just don't work even though they're supposed to. And you wonder if you're failing her or if you're just not enough. But what if? What if none of this is true? What if your daughter doesn't need fixing, medicating, or squeezing into boxes that just don't fit her? What if what she really needs is to feel seen, heard, valued and safe? And what if she could actually understand what's happening inside her body and brain so she could help herself in the moment instead of spiralling out of control? And what if, the last one, if you could finally breathe, knowing you had the tools to support her without shame, without burnout, and without constantly second guessing yourself? Because here's what I know for sure. Her behaviour is not a flaw. It's not a symptom to erase. It's a signal, a message from her body asking for support when something isn't right. Now, my work is all about listening, not controlling, connection, not correction, and helping both mums and daughters learn the language of the body so they can finally thrive in this together. This podcast isn't about quick fixes or tick box parenting. It's about the messy truth, the real conversations no one else is having, and the tools that actually work in the chaos of real life and even in the calmness of real life. So if you're ready to stop second guessing yourself, feel confident again and finally connect with your daughter on her level, then you're exactly where you need to be. So let's dive in to today's episode. And we're talking school refusal, school anxiety, and how it's not a defiance, it's a signal. So here we are. The summer holidays already feel like a distant memory, even though they may have only ended yesterday. We're back in the routine, school, college, university, or maybe home education. But how are you really feeling? And more importantly, how is your daughter doing? Have you noticed changes in her behaviour already? Is she waking up with headaches, tummy aches, feeling sick, or flat out refusing to get out of bed? And I say simply refusing in inverted commas, because we know there's nothing simple about it. It's exhausting, it's confusing, and sometimes it feels like the only solution would be a giant JCB to lift her out of bed, or maybe that's just me. And while this image might make us smile for a second, we all know it's not that easy, because what's really happening is much deeper. This is school anxiety, this is school refusal, and it's very, very real, despite what those professionals keep telling us, that it's just in their head. And mindset will just sort it. Anyway, It's not just the odd sick day or a few butterflies before a big test, as some so-called experts might dismiss it. For our girls, it can take over every waking and non-sleeping moment. And notice I've said there, it's not every waking moment. Those non-sleeping moments are the times when she needs to be asleep but can't, because she's constantly overthinking. Things are ruminating round and round in her head and she cannot sleep. It stops them in their tracks. It robs them of joy, friendships and the activities they used to love. And home life, it gets harder. You might be dealing with screaming, shutting down, complete meltdowns or silent withdrawal. It can feel like you're walking on eggshells every single day. But here's the truth. School refusal is not simply refusing school. It's a whole body, whole brain, whole heart reaction. Your daughter's nervous system is shouting, "I don't feel safe," even though you can't hear it. But instead of words, her body is speaking through signals. So what does it look like? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Regressive behaviours. So the ones that she had when she was much younger. So clinging to you, sucking her thumb, wanting her favourite cuddly toy nearby, cuddling you constantly. Those physical symptoms, stomach aches, nausea, headaches, exhaustion, constant infections. Those emotional signals, intense fear, zoning out, shutting down or looking like a rabbit in headlights. Now you know the one before you ask me what the heck. And everyday struggles, refusing to eat, skipping school or constantly saying she's ill or she feels faint. These aren't excuses, they're real. They're real body signals. And they're her way of telling you something isn't right. And I don't just know this because of the work I do, I know it because I've lived it too. For years, school mornings in our house were filled with battles, meltdowns and tears. Hers and mine. The stomach aches, the panic, the complete shutdowns. It was heartbreaking and exhausting. And honestly, there were days I didn't know what to do anymore. There were days when I literally sat in my car after dropping her off at school and I cried my eyes out because I hadn't got a clue what to do. Eventually, we made the decision to take our daughter out of school and home educate. And while that won't be the path for everyone, it taught me something massively powerful. When a girl doesn't feel safe, she cannot thrive. It's not about willpower. It's not about her being difficult. It's about her nervous system saying loud and clear, even though you can't hear it, "I don't feel safe here." And you're not alone. Our girls are not alone. According to the Girls Index 2023, girls' confidence has dropped from 68% in 2017 to just 55% in 2023. That is literally 6 years. 79% of girls say they feel like they're going to explode from all the pressure. And rates of sadness and depression have tripled for girls aged 10 to 12 and doubled for those aged 12 to 14. That is huge. And on top of that, school is now one of their top stressors, right alongside grades and friendship. I mean, those statistics are massive, and it matters. It matters hugely because here's what's going on underneath. When a girl doesn't feel safe, her nervous system sees school as a threat. She flips into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. That's why forcing her through the school gates does not fix the problem, as we're too often told. It makes it far, far worse. It brings in those emotional memories as well. So she's going to literally remember how she felt at that gate the day before, and she'll have exactly the same reactions. Anxiety-based avoidance doesn't go away when we push harder. Strange enough, it deepens. It roots itself in her body, and it can even lead to chronic health problems. Now, if you've seen the headlines lately, you'll know the government is calling for tougher measures. Whoopie-doos! Attendance mentors, stricter Ofsted monitoring. My God, if they're not strict enough as it is. Anyway, free breakfast clubs and so on. And while those things might sound good on paper, they miss the most important piece. Our girls are not numbers on a register. They're human beings with individual needs. Our daughters are so often the ones who mask all day at school, keeping it together to survive, then come home and completely unravel at you because you are their safe space. And when this happens, mums like you are left feeling like failures, whilst the system points the finger at you. But let me be crystal clear, your daughter is not flawed and neither are you. The real issue is belonging. Girls who feel like they belong at school report 7 times higher confidence. Yes, you heard that correctly. 7 times. Belonging creates safety, and safety is what makes learning possible. Without it, no amount of strategies or punishments will work to get your daughter in those doors. So what can you do right now in the moment when your daughter's body is literally screaming, no? I'm so glad you asked. So here are a few things to try. Look for the root cause of her behaviours. Notice what her behaviour might be signalling. Ask her gently, what do you need right now? That will be a massive clue for her. So the needs again are to be seen, heard and valued. And then validate before fixing. So say things like, I hear you. School sounds really tough right now. Let's figure this out together. That way she feels seen before you move to those solutions. And support her nervous system. Teach her grounding tools like breathing exercises, vagus nerve resets, or simple body-based techniques so she feels more in control of her body. Because here's the bottom line, when our girls feel safe, they can thrive. When they don't, they shut down. And it's our job not to force them into boxes that don't fit, but to walk with them, understand them and help them find their own voice. So if this episode landed with you, please make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out what's coming next. And if you know mum who's in the thick of this right now, please share it with her. She needs to know she's not on her own. I'd also love it if you could leave me a review and share this podcast far and wide. The more mums who listen in, the more our girls move from being seen as taboo, in inverted commas, to being celebrated as, yes, this is who they are. That ripple effect starts with you. And before you go, I've got 2 things for you. First, grab my free quick reset for my quick reset. It's a simple tool you can use right now in the heat of the moment to calm your own system and stop the spiral before it takes over. You'll find the link waiting for you in the show notes. And secondly, a little heads up. In just a few weeks, I'll be opening the doors again to my WTF membership. Now, before you go, really, Rach, it's the What's the Feeling membership. It says it all. Well, it does on the tin, really. It's my space for mums just like you, where we go deeper into understanding your daughter, decoding her signals and giving you the support and tools you need so neither of you feels alone in this. So keep an ear out or an eye out because I'd love to welcome you inside. So thanks for being with me today. It truly means the world. Take care and have a wonderful week.